I just had a very interesting coaching session where I was being coached, because for me to be a good coach, I also need to be coached. And I probably will be getting coached for years to come, because our journey in coaching, in our own personal progress, never ends. And all we end up doing is picking up more tools that we can share with others. So this particular coaching session that I had was about my attitude towards money. And the outcome of that is, am I an eagle who's pretending to be a pigeon? Let me get back to the beginning. A question was asked for me: what sort of an animal do I consider myself to be? If I were to look at it from a metaphorical point of view. So the suggestion was made was a squirrel. And am I one of those people who accumulates and accumulates and accumulates, so that when the season of lack comes along, winter, for example, for the squirrel, that I have a pile available to me? The thing is with the squirrel is that the squirrel doesn't stop accumulating and keeps accumulating. And so I attributed that to hoarding. Now, however you look at it is entirely up to you. We put meaning towards whatever we choose. So that's not me. I can see I have attempted that, but it never worked, because I was on the other end of the scale and I looked at myself as, say, a lion. Now, what a lion does is, a lion is not a scavenger, but a lion does go out to search for food when it needs it. And then when it runs out, it goes and looks for more. And then it runs out and it looks for more. So it has that ability, it has that strength, that courage to go out and simply go get whatever it needs. The thing is, the lion is also not ideal, because the lion runs out very quick. Well, runs out, basically. Runs out, starts again, runs out, runs out, runs out, runs out. So then my coach asked me, well, what about something in the middle? So the suggestion came up of an eagle. And the thing about an eagle, which I really loved and had never considered, is that an eagle, the thing that the eagle considers to be its money or wealth is the air. Because for the eagle to be able to get food, it depends entirely on being able to fly to get to its food, to its prey. It needs it, and when it has within it the innate ability to be able to be lifted by the air, so that it can float, glide, or it can use the air so that it can soar and spiral and dive and basically attack. The thing is, it never considers that it's going to run out of air. It's never going to consider that it's going to be lacking. It knows deep within itself, its intrinsic quality is that it can utilize the abundance of air that is around it. It'll never run out. The air will never run out. It may be thin up in the mountains, at the peak of the mountains where it lives, and it is able to accumulate what it needs for its offspring, and it knows it will never run out. It is the king. It is the king of the skies. So for me to be able to have that kind of mentality where I am surrounded by all the abundance that there is possible around me, and there's plenty for everyone, is a new attitude for me, because For decades, my mentality has been very much like the lion, and people say to me, oh yeah, you're very courageous, you go on adventures and you do all these awesome, amazing things. The thing is, I've been left in a position where I have the attitude of lack, and it's not a healthy one. And I've tried the opposite of being the squirrel, and have discovered that being a squirrel is not me, and it's not the way I operate. I haven't been the eagle either. Probably more that what I've been doing in more recent times is being the pigeon. And pigeons, very much like seagulls, in fact. If you go into the cities, like was suggested to me, the Times Square in London, Times Square is filled with pigeons, and people throw bits of food, bits of breadcrumbs, and the pigeons go for it, and they get it, and they come out, and they get it, and they come out, and they get it, and they keep coming back for more. But it's almost like the mentality of being a beggar. And that's what I believe that I have become. I have become a beggar of money. And which means that I'm constantly needing, constantly wanting more, and not getting more, because my mentality is I'm a pigeon. So now, with the visual idea or thought that I'm an eagle instead, I can put myself down in Times Square and imagine myself as an eagle. What happens then? Everyone scatters. Some people may have the courage and they might think, oh, you poor eagle. Here you are, here's a few crumbs. Take these, take these. And the pigeons scatter as well. So I'm neither a pigeon, nor am I being my potential, which is the eagle. And what I end up doing is pushing people aside, pushing people away, pushing all that is of great value, that is filled with abundance, away from me. So now, with a mentality instead of being an eagle, I see I don't belong in the square picking up crumbs. I belong way up there, up in the skies. I belong way up at the top of the mountain, where I can soar through the air, collect all the air that I need to be able to fly high, fly far, fly fast, soar, glide, get what I need in order to be able to live on a daily basis and accumulate more when I need it, and to be able to play with the air as well. So money is there not just to be able to survive from day to day. It's there so that we can enjoy life as well, and there is nothing wrong with it. And just because there are plenty of others who are not able to, for whatever reasons they have chosen to be, does not mean that it's not right to be able to enjoy what the air provides for us. I don't have to have a mentality of having less just because others have less. So my goal is to be the eagle, to fly, to bring out my potential, to enjoy my potential, and to be able to give others the opportunity of experiencing their potential as well, of being an eagle and fly. So the question is, are you an eagle who's pretending to be a pigeon? It's a good question to ask. You don't have to be. In fact, you shouldn't be. If you are an eagle, then you are meant to be flying. You're meant to be soaring. You're meant to be enjoying all that the wealth of the air is providing for you. That the wealth that is surrounding us, there is never going to be a lack. We are never going to be without money in the planet, on this planet. There is always plenty for everyone. We just have to make that effort. We just have to recognize who we truly are and go for it. I'm an eagle, and I'm signing out.